It is great to be able to pray with you together, especially on this Feast of All Saints. Thanks so much for Father Rosinski for his comments about being the Boston Marathon of feast days. For me, especially in our 150th year, it's hard to think about All Saints Day without thinking about our guy, St. Peter. Now, if you look around campus, we don't have statues of St. Peter, and we don't have many pictures of St. Peter. But an important reference to him is everywhere around campus, which Father Rosinski mentioned, Umbra Petri. It's located in our seal, and if you've watched Mr. Duran's video about the seal, you'll remember that really it is all over campus. It's actually listed or seen 7 times in this room. So if you look at the 150th sign, there's our seal in the 0, twice on the scoreboard, one to the right of Father Rosinski on the wall, twice again on the scoreboard to my left, and then there's a little sign about an AED machine with the seal. And it says, Umbra Petri, under the shadow of Peter. Now that comes from the Acts of the Apostles, where it reads, they even carried the sick out into the streets and put them on cots and mats, so that when Peter went by, at least his shadow might fall on one or another of them. That's the only thing written about his shadow in the gospel, yet we have it all over campus, Umbra Petri. Now, people did this for healing, but really they just wanted to be in Peter's presence. They felt inspired, they felt safe, they felt protected, even if they only interacted with him indirectly, just the touch of his shadow. Now, we're supposed to believe that prep is under the shadow of Peter. But how does that come to life? Do you believe it? In my heart, in my belief, Umbra Petri comes to life through you, through the students, the faculty, and staff of St. Peter's Prep. We are the visible evidence of St. Peter's invisible shadow. Now, I try to check in with as many students as I can during the day, and just say hello, and I say, hey, what's up, how you doing? And most of you say, great, or all good, almost as a reflex. But sometimes I get into conversation, and here are some things I've heard in the last 2 weeks. I have a freshman tell me that his grades are great. He can't believe that he has straight A's, but the hardest thing about prep is making friends. I had a sophomore who attended school virtually last year, said he's having trouble adjusting to the hour and 15-minute commute, and he's not sure he can do it for 2.5 more years. Another junior said his grades are great, he stays out of trouble, but for some reason, he has a hard time impressing his parents. They just don't say good job. And then there's a senior who's confident that he's going to get into some great schools, but just doesn't know if he or his parents can afford it. Now, I share these things with you because these things are real. This is our school. These are happening at St. Peter's Prep. You might know some of those guys, or in the past, you might have been one of those guys. And of course, you probably have your own story of how our lives are imperfect. As Father Rosinski said, just like St. Peter, imperfect. Everybody deals with something at some point. Now, I tell you this because this is a reminder that we need to be present to each other. We need to take care of each other. And as young men between the ages of 14 and 18, you're not supposed to have all the answers or find out all the ways to solve someone else's problems. But for one of your brothers or sisters that is struggling, your presence might make all the difference. Just your time, just your presence can be that shadow of St. Peter that passes over and lets that person find strength to meet the challenge. Maybe in a tough moment, a tough day, or a tough week. Now listen, I think we're off to a great start this year, and I'm really proud of the way the seniors are leading. They're doing a great job, so good job, men. There's so much joy and energy on campus. I love seeing you gathered on Warren Street, just hanging out and smiling and laughing. That's our year so far. It's going in a great direction. We're moving forward, forever forward, but we can't let our own joy and like these great days that we're having, we can't let them stop us from looking at each other and paying attention to each other, because somebody probably needs you. So I'm asking you to bring to life Umbra Petri for your friends, your colleagues, for members of the Prep family. Keep your eyes open to the seal all over campus. It really is all over. And let those words serve as a reminder to be Peter's shadow. Now, there's lots going on these days, right? The cross-country team just won a Hudson County championship. We're killing it with Model UN. We had this great multicultural food fest last week. Soccer's in the first round of the state tournament. Football plays again on Friday. We're practicing for the school play pups. You have quizzes, papers, tests to end the marking period. And faculty members have quizzes, papers, and tests to grade to end the marking period. And of course, our seniors have college applications. There's so much going on. But remember, it's together, together, together. That's on the great days and the not so great days. It's on the days that we win and the days that we lose. And that's what makes us the greatest school on the planet. Fellas, have a great day. Let's go prep.